Welcome back to the deep dive. We're not just skimming the surface today. We're plunging right into something that, well, pretty much everyone thinks about. Financial independence.
That's right, getting control, finding clarity.
Exactly. And our source material today is really fascinating. It's called Zero to Wealth. Retire in 15 years.
Quite a promise.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The core promise is bold, you could even say audacious. Retire in 15 years even with $0, starting from absolutely nothing.
Wow.
So our mission for you today is basically to cut through the fluff, grab the absolute key nuggets from this plan, and give you a real shortcut to understanding how you might build serious wealth, even from scratch.
Like a roadmap.
Precisely. We know you're looking for those aha moments, those actionable strategies, but without getting totally bogged down, and that's what we aim to deliver.
And the source's core idea is pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Deceptively simple. Building wealth is simple, but not easy. And the fundamental ways to do it: earn more, spend less, or both. Basic, but powerful.
And it kicks off with a distinction that's, well, really crucial, especially for folks who already know a bit about finance. It draws a sharp line between saving and investing.
Right. Not the same thing at all.
Not at all. The source says saving helps in emergencies, but investing makes money grow. And getting that difference is foundational. Saving is your safety net, your liquidity for immediate needs.
Your buffer.
Exactly, your buffer. But real long-term wealth, the kind that lets you even think about retiring in 15 years, that's almost all about investing.
So understanding compounding, time in the market, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Compounding returns, strategic assets, whether it's low-cost funds or maybe real estate, that's what actively builds wealth and beats inflation, which just eats away at savings sitting in cash.
Okay, so saving is defense, investing is offense. That really sets the stage. Because the next thing the source dives into, step one, change your money mindset. It's not just, positive thinking fluff, is it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's critical.
It argues that believing wealth is possible for you is almost like a prerequisite, seeing money as a tool, not just stuff to spend. Why is that belief so vital right at the start of a plan like this, especially from zero?
Oh, it's absolutely fundamental. I mean, think about it from a behavioral standpoint. If you don't genuinely believe deep down that financial independence is achievable for you in your situation,
You'll just find ways to fail.
you'll self-sabotage. Every single practical step, budgeting, saving that first bit, investing, it'll feel like a chore, like a punishment, not a move towards something better.
Yeah.
This mindset shift is about reframing your identity, really. Seeing yourself as someone with financial agency, someone who can shape their future, even if things are tough right now. Without that mental shift, the discipline needed just.
It won't stick. It's the engine for everything else.
Okay, so you've got that mindset shift going. The very next piece of gear the source says you need is step two. Build a financial safety net, like the foundation under everything.
Can't build without it. Exactly. And it has two parts. First, save up $2,000 pretty quickly for emergencies. Just get that cushion. Second, you absolutely have to crush high-interest debt.
Yeah, the source is blunt about that.
It says credit cards drain money fast, which, let's be honest, many of us know too well. But it's not anti-credit entirely. It adds, use credit cards wisely. They can help or hurt you.
That's a key nuance.
So how does this safety net, this $2 KN and debt attack, really strengthen your position? It feels like more than just having cash on hand.
Oh, it's much more. The source calls it a strong foundation that prevents financial collapse because it tackles the two biggest immediate threats.
Okay.
That $2,000, that's your shield against unexpected stuff, car breaks down, whatever.
Yeah.
It stops you from having to take on new debt when life happens.
Right. Keeps you from going backward.
Precisely. And attacking that high-interest debt, especially credit cards with, say, 18%, 25% interest, that's like plugging a massive leak in your financial boat. You can't out-invest those kinds of rates consistently.
It's a guaranteed negative return.
Exactly. Paying it off isn't just saving, it's stopping a guaranteed loss. And the point about using credit cards wisely, super important. Used right, they build your credit score, give you rewards. Used wrong.
Disaster.
Total wealth destroyers. So this step secures your present so you can actually build for the future.
Okay, foundation secured. High interest leaks plugged. Now the source shifts gears, right? From defense to offense. Strategy. Which brings us to step three. The 75-15-10 rule.
A clear allocation plan.
Yeah, it's not just vague save more, it's a blueprint. Can you break down those percentages? 75, 15, 10. What do they mean, and why is this structure supposedly so effective?
Okay, so the 75% is for your living expenses. Rent, groceries, bills, transport, the essentials. It's basically about defining your baseline cost of living and sticking to it.
Not a blank check, though.
Definitely not. It's living within that 75%.
Yep.
Then, critically, 15% goes straight to investments. And the source implies you should be pretty strategic here. Think low-cost index funds, maybe real estate down the line, maxing out retirement accounts like your 401k or Roth IRA.
The growth engine part.
That's the growth engine, aiming for long-term compounding and tax efficiency. And the final 10% is for savings. This could be building up that emergency fund beyond $2, saving for a down payment, a new car, whatever big purchase is on the horizon.
So it forces discipline.
It totally does.
Yeah.
Its power is in its simplicity and how it makes saving and investing almost automatic. You're not constantly agonizing over every dollar. It balances today's needs with tomorrow's goals in a really clear, actionable way.
That clarity is helpful, but it also leads straight into another classic question. Step 4, invest first or pay debt. People get really stuck here.
It's a tough one, for sure.
And the source doesn't just give one answer, it lays out 2 scenarios. If your debt has high interest, pay it off first. Because, like we said, it eats money fast, that drag is just too much.
Mathematically, that's usually the case.
But then it also says, hey, just paying debt creates peace of mind. And that's real too. So the advice is, choose based on your goals. How do you actually make that choice between the math and the emotion?
Yeah, this is where personal finance gets really, well, personal, mathematically. Paying off a 25% credit card is almost always better than hoping for an 8–10% return in the market. That's a guaranteed 25% return by eliminating the debt.
Hard to argue with that number.
It is. But psychology is powerful. For some people, the stress and anxiety of just having debt, any debt, is overwhelming. Getting even a small debt wiped out can provide this huge motivational boost.
Like a quick win.
Exactly. A quick win that fuels you to keep going. So you have to ask yourself, am I more driven by optimizing every single dollar, or do I need those psychological victories to stay motivated on what could be a long journey? Knowing yourself is key.
Knowing yourself, that makes sense. And speaking of tackling debt, if you do decide to focus on that, the plan goes into step 5, crush debt faster.
Right, the how-to.
It gives 2 main methods, telling you basically pick one and start. Don't get paralyzed. Method 1 is the snowball. Pay off the smallest debts first. Get those quick wins, build momentum.
The psychological approach.
Then method 2 is the avalanche. Hit the highest interest debt first. Save the most money in the long run.
The mathematical approach.
So for our listeners who are pretty financially aware, what are the deeper trade-offs here? When does one clearly beat the other for certain people?
Well, the snowball, as you said, it's all about behavior. If you feel buried and overwhelmed by debt, seeing those small balances disappear one by one can be incredibly motivating. It creates a sense of progress.
Keeps you in the game.
Exactly. You stick with it. The avalanche, though, is purely about financial efficiency. By targeting the highest interest rates first, you minimize the total interest paid over time. Simple math. It saves you more money, period.
So if you're disciplined,
If you're highly disciplined, rational, maybe a bit numbers-driven, the avalanche method is financially superior, no question. But if you know you struggle with motivation, if you need those wins to keep going, the snowball might actually get you to the finish line faster, even if it costs a bit more interest along the way. The best method is the one you'll actually follow through on.
right, consistency trumps perfection sometimes. Okay, so you're crushing debt. What's the next accelerator? Step 6, earn more and keep more.
This is where you really pour fuel on the fire.
Yeah, the source says boosting income speeds up wealth building significantly. For employees, it suggests the usual suspects. Ask for a raise, maybe switch jobs for a bigger paycheck, learn high-value skills.
Things that make you more valuable in the market.
For business owners, it's about growth, reinvesting profits, improving strategy. But the really critical part seems to be the keep more bit. Don't spend everything. Invest extra income to make money work for you.
Absolutely critical. This connects directly back to the 75-15-10 idea, but on steroids.
How so?
Well, earning more is great, but if your spending just balloons up with your income, that's lifestyle creep.
Yeah.
You don't actually get ahead any faster.
You just have nicer stuff, but same relative position.
Exactly. To keep more discipline means that when you do get that raise or your business grows, a significant chunk of that new money goes directly into the 15% investment bucket, or maybe even more than 15% before you even get used to having it.
So you're intentionally directing it to wealth building, not just letting it get absorbed into everyday spending.
Precisely. For employees, learning high-value skills isn't just about getting a skill. It's about identifying the skills your industry is paying a premium for right now. AI, data science, specialized project management, whatever it is, that creates real leverage,
Makes you indispensable.
or at least highly sought after. For business owners, growth means smart reinvestment, not just spending more, but investing in things that scale, improve efficiency, open new markets. And then, crucially, channeling those increased profits into your personal investments too. It creates this powerful cycle.
Earn more, earn more from investments. Like a flywheel.
That's the flywheel effect in action. That's how you potentially compress decades of wealth building into 15 years.
Okay, that makes sense. Which leads us neatly into the final step, focused on preserving that momentum. Step 7, spend smart and avoid debt traps.
Protecting your progress.
Yeah, the source is pretty blunt. The world makes it easy to overspend. It flags things like buy now, pay later schemes.
Oh yeah, those are everywhere now. So tempting.
Super tempting, but potentially dangerous. And it circles back to credit cards. Use them wisely, they help or hurt. It's about mastery, not avoidance. Build credit, get rewards, but never carry a balance.
Rule number 1.
And then it introduces this brilliant little mental shortcut. The rule of 5. Have you heard this one? If you can't buy 5 of something stress-free, you can't afford one.
Huh. I like that. It's a great gut check.
Isn't it? Like if buying 5 fancy coffees this week would make you anxious about your budget, maybe you shouldn't even buy one today. Or that gadget or those shoes, it forces you to pause.
It really does. It cuts through the impulse, forces you to think about the real impact, not just the immediate gratification. It's a fantastic tool against lifestyle creep, too.
And then the really stark advice. Only finance a house pay cash for everything else. That's pretty hardcore.
It is hardcore, but it underlines a fundamental principle of accelerated wealth building. Consumer debt cars, furniture, electronics. The interest you pay is actively working against your wealth goals.
It's an anti-investment.
Exactly. Every dollar going to interest on a depreciating asset, like a car, is a dollar that isn't compounding in your index funds or real estate. The source drives home that wealth isn't about looking rich with finance luxuries. It's about the quiet, disciplined work of investing, saving, and letting money grow. It's about the balance sheet, not the Instagram feed.
That is such a key distinction, looking rich versus actually being wealthy. Okay, so wrapping this all up, what does this mean for you listening right now?
Big picture time.
Yeah, this deep dive hopefully has given you a really clear roadmap based on this zero to wealth source.
Yeah.
7 steps from the crucial mindset shift and building that safety net.
Through strategically managing your money with something like the 75-15-10 rule, deciding how to tackle debt.
Then pouring fuel on the fire by earning more and keeping more of it. And finally, spending smart with tools like the rule of 5 and avoiding those debt traps.
It all builds.
It really does. The potential here is transformative. Building the future you want starts now. This gives you a blueprint, a shortcut to understanding how to get there faster.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought to chew on, connecting a couple of these ideas. Considering that rule of 5, the stress-free purchase test, and the core idea that real wealth isn't about looking rich, was maybe one purchase, maybe not even a huge one, that for you would feel truly stress-free and genuinely symbolize the future you want.
Ooh, interesting.
And then, how could you start strategically planning for that specific thing today using these principles we've talked about?
Yeah.
Upping your investment rate, crushing any high-interest debt, maybe finding ways to earn a bit more. How do you make that specific symbol of your desired future a reality?
That's a fantastic question to leave everyone with, connecting that vision to concrete action steps.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into Zero to Wealth.
Pleasure was mine.
Take these insights, mull over that final question, and maybe start building that future today. Thanks for listening.